Wakati nitajikuta mbinguni mwa Baba, nitajua ya ulimwengu nimeshayaacha. Haleluya, nitasifu kufika mbinguni. Oh, sana nitaingia kwa shangwe. Hi everyone, I am Joshua. This is the Arosis Diaries.
Hi guys, my name is Francine and you are watching the Arosis Diaries.
Welcome everyone to our channel where we inspire you through our content, through our life experience, the people we socialize with, our life's interactions, and also experiences that happens to our lives at a personal level. And today's story is very raw and it's very inspiring because it's an incident that happened to us, and we are here to tell our story and hope at the end of this story we will touch lives out there and believe that indeed God is there for all of us.
Yes, as you've heard guys, it's been a while since you saw us on set, but God has been great. Everything happens for a reason, and it just happened that we were blessed and we were expecting to become parents once more, and this was to be our second born, and things happened that things didn't go well as we expected, and when we received the news that we were becoming parents, we were so happy, and this happens to any couple, and we really thank God. We prayed about it, and we really asked God to take us throughout the journey and be there for us. Is the one who has provided for us, and unfortunately I started sporting like on the 5th week. When I started sporting, my husband was like, let's just give it some time. Maybe it's something normal. When a lady is pregnant, sometimes you start sporting because of the early pregnancy, and then so I was like, all right, let's just give it some time. So it persisted. I remember for like 1 week I was still sporting, but just little, not too much. And whereby I used to go to the pharmacy, get the kit to test again if I'm still pregnant, and to my shock I was still pregnant, and yet I'm sporting. So when this prolonged for quite some time, then I just told my husband, babe, it's good to seek medical attention, so let us just go to the hospital and see and know what's happening. So that's when we decided to go to the hospital. Then after getting to the hospital, the results came out positive. I was still pregnant, and the scan, it really shocked us, whereby the doctor broke the news that I was having what we call ectopic pregnancy. For those of you who know what ectopic pregnancy, it's very, very dangerous because the baby is growing outside the womb. What do you know about ectopic?
Ectopic pregnancy simply means the eggs were fertilized, but instead of swimming back to the uterus where the baby will grow, came back to in between the fallopian tube and the womb. So meaning as the baby grows, the fallopian tube cannot accommodate, it's not elastic enough as the uterus to accommodate the growing fetus. So that means chances of survival at the fallopian tubes are very minimal. And as per the doctor's experiences, they say it's better to terminate the pregnancy than risk losing both the mother and the unborn baby. So that is simply an explanation of what ectopic pregnancy is.
Yes. So because the tube, the fallopian tube is normally very, very thin and it cannot sustain the pregnancy. So the doctor was, so we were like, okay, so then doc, what next? The doctor said, okay, the only thing that we can do is to get rid of the pregnancy. Immediately they booked us for the procedure, and whereby I went, got admitted. Then there's what we call the medication.
And just to emphasize what she has just said, after you've been discovered that you have a ectopic pregnancy, there are ways of terminating the pregnancy.
Yeah.
There's through injections, and also there's through way of operation.
Yeah.
So depending on the procedure, depending on the period of the pregnancy, so the doctors will determine whether they can give you an injection and or just operate to remove the fetus. And again, it's both have their risks, so they have to gauge what is safer.
Whereby they keep checking your hormones. If the hormones are very high, then the only option you go for is the operation. But if the hormones are very low, they are not yet going high, then they advise you to go through to get an injection so that it can help to terminate the fetus.
What were your hormones when they...
So my hormones at first they were reading 1,000, I think, 1,000. So the doctor said your hormones are still very, very low. So we can just we can give you an injection so that it can get rid of the fetus. Then I didn't have an option. I got admitted. I slept there. We went with my husband and our son. Then I got admitted for one day. I was put on the injection. Then the following day I came home. Okay. So they gave me some painkillers, and then they told me if the pain persists, I go back for emergency. Then I came home. I was not badly off. I was okay. But after
before you mention what happened is, this is the Arosis Diaries, and we are sharing our story about an incident that happened to us, and whereby my wife went through a very serious ordeal that almost cost her life. But through Jesus, He saved her life, and she's here to give a testimony of what God can do. So for those who are newcomers, please consider subscribing to our channel. Share, because this channel is for blessing each one of you, ladies and gentlemen, mothers and fathers, and also the young ones, young couples, those who are newly married. Just follow this channel for you to get more information that can also inspire you in one way or another. So you are saying that you're in the hospital, you've gotten the injection, you've been admitted one day, and then you've been given some painkillers and discharged home.
At first, we were scared. I was admitted with another patient that I found there, and then we happened to become friends. She's an Indian. Then we were scared when the nurses told us no, not even the nurses, the doctor said the injection could cause some severe pain on the abdomen. Those who know exhaust or something, that's medical law terminology of the injection. And we remember, guys, we will come back for the second part. Remember to watch the second part to know what really happened to us, and we are trying also to teach you about what to expect when you have ectopic pregnancy, because it's very, very dangerous and it can really kill someone. So this happened. I came home after 2 days. I started experiencing some severe pain. It was very, very painful. When the pain came, I don't know, I've never felt such a pain. Fortunately, my husband was around. He helped me to go to bed, and it's like it's breaking your bones, like kind of. Then I said, since I have the medication, let me take. But if the the pain persists, then we will have to go for an emergency. Then I endured the pain. I prayed, I cried, but the following day I felt better. So when did I go for the second? No, actually after the following day, again the pain persisted. So we had to go back to the hospital. Again they checked my hormones. My hormones now had gone up a bit, but still the doctor said you're not badly off because the pregnancy we can see is still there, and this pain, if it persists like this, then we will have to go for the second injection to terminate it, because the fetus was still there. Then as the pain persisted, they decided to put me for the second injection, of which it didn't even work again, guys. I came home and then the pain came back again, very, very painful. You can't stand it for real. You cannot, if the pain gets you while seated, then you are doomed. So for me, when I started experiencing that pain, my husband just told me, please just go slowly to the bed, because I know it's going to be very, very painful. Guys, again I went through the second pain, was very, very intense, and then I continued taking the medication, because the doctor said, now we've given you again the painkillers, paracetamol, just continue with the painkillers, but again if the pain is unbearable, you will have to go for emergency. So that's when we sat on our bed, we read, there's a paper that they gave us to read about ectopic. We read about it, and then when we came to that point that it can cost someone's life, then we were shocked, you know. But
all
we
this
said,
time, what was going through your mind
For me,
from the time that you were told you have ectopic pregnancy?
I was so
Before,
sad.
did you have any idea about ectopic pregnancy?
I just read about it, I think in high school, but I didn't have that, you know, because it has never happened to any of our family members. So I've never been into it too much, but I even had forgotten about ectopic pregnancy. So I had to ask the doctor, so explain to us, what is it about? Did you know about ectopic actually?
I read from school,
Yeah.
but I know of someone who had experienced it before. Not a relative, but just a close friend. But I had not taken much, serious attention, like it can cost somebody's life, or it's that serious. Until when you were in pain and I was really disturbed, I went through Google, checked through ectopic pregnancy, what is it about, and the effects, the risks involved, and it really made me to just realize that this thing is serious, and it needs effort, support, and also it needs like prayers. God needs to be at the center of it, so that we don't risk anything.
Actually, guys, even when I was bleeding, what came to my mind, I always go, the first doctor of mine is the Google. So I went through Google, and then I was like, why do women bleed when they're pregnant? Then there's this option, like, there's ectopic pregnancy, there's miscarriage. Then I told myself, I brushed it off, like, it can't be me. For me, I don't have ectopic. Then I said, maybe it could be a sign of miscarriage or lining, that thing they call lining, is it? When a woman is pregnant at early stages. Then I just comforted myself, like, it's gonna be alright. So when this pain came back, we were on the pain, we decided, like, no, we have to go for the doctor's opinion, because now this pain doesn't want to stop. It's killing me, like it's breaking my bones, the way I told you guys. So We were just we were in the house. Then the pain came back so badly that I couldn't even be able to call my husband. Good thing happened that he came to the bedroom and found me just lying there. I couldn't talk. I was only using signs. I told him, now things have become bad. Now just call for maybe ambulance. Then we can go to see the doctor. That's when we rushed to the hospital. Getting there, I had a rupture. My fallopian tube had ruptured, and that's why I was going through that pain too much, because even the doctors could not even touch my tummy. It was unbearable for me. Even sitting in the car, it was very, very painful, guys. That thing is very crazy.
You are watching the Rose's Diaries and the story about our life, an incident that happened that almost cost my wife's life, but God came through for her. This is part 1 of it. We'll still continue to part 2.
Yes.
But before we end part 1, now we are in the hospital. She has a fallopian tube rupture.
Yes.
So that means that the fallopian tube has broken apart, and now that is the excruciating pain that she is experiencing. She's about to meet the doctor. So we want to hear how she was diagnosed, and was there any surgery, or what happened next. So continue watching the Rose's Diaries, and as she continue to share her story and her experience. I hope this message will come out. Those of you who have no idea about what ectopic pregnancy is, those who are married, just go even check from Dr. Google, read more about ectopic.
Yeah.
And those of
The
you,
risks.
yeah, the risk is involved. Those of you who are newly married, or you are pregnant, as we share the story, please take care of yourself. Go for regular checkups.
Yeah, the first
Get to
thing.
know your health status and the status of the unborn baby, so that you don't risk anything.
Yeah.
So, guys, we are very happy that you tuned to this channel, and I hope in one way or another we'll continue inspiring you. So, the fallopian tube has ruptured. You are in the hospital. What happened?
So after it ruptured, the pain was very, very intense. Then the doctor said the first thing we do is to rush you to theater for an operation. But first I had to involve my husband, since here in Qatar men are not supposed to go to the women's department where they're being attended to, because it's a Muslim country anyway. But the nurses said they will call my husband and explain to him everything that has happened. It's so unfortunate, and I have to be rushed to theater. We were there, imagine, it was around 2 a.m. or what?
I think we went from 11 p.m.
Yeah.
I was there until some minutes past 4 a.m.
Yeah, with our son in the cold, guys. It was it's a very sad experience. When I remember about it, I feel so bad, and that's why we took some time off to talk about this, so that we heal fast. When we come, we don't break down. So
there's something I still struggle with, with all due respect. Qatar has been a home for many years, but something I struggle to understand, like if you have a patient, especially a female patient, and the husband is there, they're legally married, denying them access to their loved one is really another torture. And say it's a mental torture, because those of you will be watching, and those of you knows us personally, the real story. The thing is, like, you're put aside somewhere. It's like a man waiting area. You're there, you don't know what's happening inside. You only go to the nurses at their registration counter. Hey, what's happening? Where is the patient? What's going on? That waiting is really, like, I can call it mental torture.
Yeah.
I believe that if they can look into it in a way that if there is, let's say, Africans they can set somewhere aside. This is for other nationalities.
Yeah, for us we mingle,
And
we
then
don't mind.
they live, if the locals, they don't want that, mingling
yeah.
or anything. Let them be
Their
treated
privacy.
as such,
Yes.
with their privacy. But us, who are born from Africa, who are so used to being there for
Together,
our partners, for
Yeah.
our loved ones, let them give us that free space.
Because you feel alone,
Yeah.
you are there going through a lot of pain, you don't know who to talk to, the nurses are not your relatives. Even if you are going through a lot of pain, they're just telling you, just bear with it, you'll be fine. And maybe you are in the cold, you need a sweater and you don't know who to reach to. It's really, really heartbreaking, but it happened and here we are, we thank God.
Yeah.
But we really...
This is
would
the Roses
like-
Diaries. We've been watching our story, and this is part 1 of it. It will be continued from part 2. Now she's being taken to the theater, and was the surgery successful? What happened, and when was she discharged? What led to the surgery, and more questions that will be answered in part 2. Stay tuned. And those of you who are just first timer, in this channel, please consider subscribing and sharing our content. God bless you as we switch to part 2.